All right, let's jump right in. If you're studying for the AWS AI Practitioner certification, there's a service you absolutely need to know inside and out, Amazon Q Business. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics. What is Amazon Q Business, really? Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how it connects to your company's data, how it can actually do things with plugins, and of course, how it keeps everything secure. We'll wrap up with how you can customize it, and most importantly, the key things you need to remember for the exam.
But before we get into all that, let's just think about the big problem here. You've got these incredible AI models that know, well, pretty much everything about the public world. But ask them about your company's latest sales report or your internal IT policy? Nothing. They have no idea. And that is the exact gap Amazon Q Business is designed to fill.
So what is it? You know, the best way to think about Q Business is like a secure private librarian just for your company. Imagine someone who's read every single document, every email, every wiki page your company has ever produced, and is ready to answer your questions instantly.
Now, this is probably the most important thing to get your head around. Amazon Q Business is what we call a closed-loop system. That means it bases its answers entirely on your company's own knowledge, your code, your data. It's not reaching out to the public internet for answers. Its whole universe is your internal information, which is a huge deal for security and relevance.
And what it can do is pretty amazing. Yeah, it can handle the simple stuff, like answering questions or giving you a summary of a long document. But it goes way beyond that. It can generate brand new content, like drafting an email for you, and even automate tasks like actually going into another system and performing an action. It's both a know-it-all and a do-it-all. Okay, so if it's a corporate librarian, how does it do all its reading? How does Q actually learn from all the different data sources scattered across the company? Let's dive into that.
Okay, here's a big one for the exam. At its heart, the way Q's business ingests data is through a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. You'll definitely see that acronym. All it really means is that Q retrieves the relevant bits of information from your data first, and then uses that context to generate a smart answer. And the tool it uses for this? That's what we call data connectors.
And to make this super easy, Amazon Q Business comes with more than 40 built-in data connectors right out of the box. So you don't have to build these connections from scratch. It's ready to plug into the systems you're probably already using.
And just look at the variety here. Of course, it hooks into all the native AWS services you'd expect, like S3 or RDS. But just as critically, it connects to all those third-party apps where work actually gets done. You know, Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Google Drive, Slack, the list goes on. This is what makes it so practical.
All right, so connectors are how Q knows things. That's the reading part. But what about the doing part? This is where it gets really powerful. This is where plugins come into play, and they're what turn Q from a search engine into a genuine assistant. Now listen up, because if you remember one thing from this section, make it this. This distinction is critical for the exam. Data connectors are for reading and retrieving information. That's the RAG part. Plugins are for writing data and performing actions via APIs. Let me say it again. Connectors let Q know, while plugins let Q do. You've got to know the difference.
So what does that actually look like? Well, you could literally tell Q, hey, create a new ticket in Jira about this bug, or update the contact info for this client in Salesforce. You can even have it do things like submit your time off request. And the best part? If there's not a ready-made plugin, you can build a custom one for just about any app that has an API.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Hooking up an AI to all of our sensitive company data sounds a little scary, right? So let's talk about maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle for any business, security. How does Q make sure the right people see the right things and nothing more?
It all comes down to respecting the permissions you already have in place. It's a really simple, elegant process. First, a user signs in using AWS IAM Identity Center. Q then knows exactly who that user is and what they're allowed to access. So when that user asks a question, Q will only look for answers in the data sources and documents that person is already authorized to see. It never shows you something you shouldn't have access to.
And this is a game changer for getting it set up in a big company. You don't have to go create thousands of new user accounts just for Q. IAM Identity Center can plug right into your existing identity provider, whether that's Microsoft Active Directory, Google Workspace, or another IDP. Your team just logs in like they do every other day. It's seamless.
So we've covered user permissions, but what about the AI's behavior itself? Administrators need tools to set some ground rules. So let's look at how you can basically create a rule book for Q and put up some important guardrails.
Here's another one of those direct links for the exam. In Q Business, this feature is called admin controls, but for all intents and purposes, you should think of them as being exactly like Guardrails in Amazon Bedrock. It's the same idea. You're setting up policies to control what the AI can and can't talk about, ensuring it stays on topic and safe.
Let's walk through a super simple example. Say an employee is on their work machine and asks something totally unrelated to work, like, how do I set up my new Nintendo Switch? And let's say the company has decided they don't want Q wasting time or resources on non-work topics like video games. And boom, this is the admin control kicking in. Instead of trying to be helpful and answer the question, Q immediately recognizes this as a restricted topic and just shuts it down. Simple as that.
And you have a ton of control here. Admins can block specific words, or, like we just saw, entire topics. You can also set a really important rule that Q is only allowed to use your internal company info for answers. That stops it from ever pulling in outside knowledge. The control is really fine-grained.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's pull it all together and boil it down to the absolute must-know points that you need to have locked in for that AI practitioner exam.
All right, here are the 4 big things to memorize. Number 1, Amazon Q Business is a fully managed service built on Bedrock. You don't manage the underlying infrastructure. Number 2, the difference between connectors and plugins. Connectors read for reg, plugins do things with APIs. Number 3, security is all about IAM Identity Center, which honors your existing user permissions. And finally, number 4, governance is handled by admin controls, which act just like guardrails. Get those 4 points down and you'll be in great shape.
So that's our deep dive on Amazon Q Business. Now that you know all the pieces, just take a second to think about it. How could an AI like this, one that's secure, that knows your business inside and out, fundamentally change how your own team finds information and gets work done? Something to think about. Good luck on the exam.